Hello, God's people. As we come ever closer to the final day, the day and hour at which no man knows except the Father himself, as we draw closer, ever closer to that day, we must always remind ourselves to be open, watchful, and wise in all our dealings. That's why today's topic is about wisdom and openness. Because a lot of people out there, not just individuals, but groups and their collective mindsets, tend to be more closed off from factual information. And being in the Ecumenical Order of Christ, being a part of the Lord's cause for a few years now, we've come to realize that these collective groups that really don't think for themselves, but think for a lower purpose, a purpose beneath them, a purpose that drags them down, the opposite of wisdom. We encourage people to think for themselves here. We encourage people to elevate their thinking to a higher purpose. At the same time, we can't allow ourselves to be bogged down by too many distractions or things that were designed to divert us to a different path. Openness in this regard. It's important for us to be open to each other and the wisdom that each person provides to the group and to each of us individually. But at the same time, it goes both ways. And those individuals who bring their own forms of wisdom, their own forms of understanding and knowledge, must also be open to correction. Now, that in itself, that balance of knowledge and understanding, that's true wisdom. Oftentimes people think one or the other is all they really need, but in fact, they should be always striving for both. And that's the sort of openness that we're talking about here. Not only is it individual, but it's also collective. People need to open their eyes and see the truth of things. And in order to do that, they need to be open to correction. They need to be open to wisdom of someone who may know better. And how else can we know that but to listen, and then to question, and to listen some more. Only in the process of listening can we truly learn. Can we pay attention to what another person is saying? So, before just opening your mouth and closing your ears, start by opening your ears, closing your mouth. Then, you'll be able to listen. Hopefully, God willing, understand better. Because what we bring to you is not just simple truths, but very complex truths that have hidden meanings beneath the surface. And if you take the time to understand, you begin to know what the true meaning of all these things truly is. And, of course, we brought you to this clarity and understanding for one simple reason, so that you can become closer to God. Because God is love, yes. And what is true love but a balance of comfort and correction? So, with that, let us learn to properly love God and love each other. So may it be. In the name of Lord Rael. See you tomorrow.